Hello, 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 Pattern Realm. It is good to see you guys today. Today, we're gonna have one of those let's meet in the study moments, and you're probably thinking, Jimmy, what are you talking about? The topic of this episode is called Flowers on the Wall. Coping with loneliness. I'm going to give you 7 tips to help you cope with loneliness. Okay? And these are not, let me explain something to you. These are not platitudes. These are something that I believe that you can apply. Now, the final tip may seem like a platitude, but in reality, if it wasn't for that final tip, I don't think at times I could overcome my loneliness. But here we go. Number 1, absolutely believe in yourself. Celebrate your small wins. It can be hard sometimes when you don't have anybody to celebrate. The rest of the world, look at you. Every time you turn around a small win, you celebrate. Something wrong with you. Something wrong. That's our culture. Our distracted, defiant, degenerate culture that you need to rise above. Okay? You need to be able to believe in yourself in order to overcome loneliness. Number 2. And this one is also key. Believe and have faith in something beyond yourself. For me, it's God and Jesus Christ. That's no doubt. Okay, non-negotiable. That's just how it is. My faith. Number 3, create. Confession and create. See if you can call some friends and talk to them and confess to them about the loneliness and what's bothering you. And seeing that that's not an option for me today, and well, as you know, this episode is going to be released out for the audio podcast tomorrow, and I'm going to be releasing it around the same time. Loneliness is a dark chasm, and one of the only ways out is to confess it. I'm going to be honest with you, I deal with loneliness. This week at times I've dealt with a lot of loneliness. You can be lonely even in the crowd, even in a small group of people. You can be lonely. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of people who are goal-oriented, who are success-oriented, we battle loneliness, don't we? And sometimes confessing it. But not just this poor, pitiful me pity party. Try to get that out of you, but try to confess your loneliness in a constructive way. There may be a lot of things that we're frustrated about. For one thing, I'm frustrated with the lack of financial literacy in this country. I'm going to be honest with you there. I'm frustrated with the loneliness that I sometimes go through in the area I live in, because it's kind of a small rural area of West Texas. But I love it because my family's here, and everything that I need is here. But loneliness is often the rub. And it's good to confess it, because if you don't confess it, you can start hanging out into the wrong crowd, which can turn into sin. Yeah, Jimmy, you just said the word sin. I thought this wasn't going to be about faith. You've been doing all your video stuff on success, and now you're going to be talking about loneliness and sin. If you don't check it, if you don't confess it, if you don't talk to somebody, even if it's on a YouTube channel, or even just talking to God, it can become sin. Number 4, devote yourself to a hobby or even your dream. A side hustle for a while can be like a hobby. And then it becomes, because your hobby is your passion. That's the thing, is your hobby should be your passion. If you're entrepreneurial minded, goal minded, dream minded, the life like that. You need to be able to do those things. Devote yourself to that. Number 5, friends. You need to have plenty of good friends around you who can encourage you and lift you up. Things can be tough. I'm not going to lie. Things can be tough. I can sit there and complain, and the way I feel like I just want to say, I'm ready for August to be over. But what good's that going to do? It's best to find friends that you can share your vision and your life with and everything, and know that you're not going to be judged. And that's hard because of how our culture is in this world. There's too much stigma attached to negative emotions. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Okay? Now, that being said, we shouldn't give up. Number 6, family. This can be family of origin, or, depending on your faith community, whether it's church, synagogue, mosque, or whatever, your spiritual family. Those people can be there for you when you need it. Now, is everybody going to understand each other all the time? No. And that leads to my 7th one. I'm going to consider a considerable amount of time here. God. Let me tell you something. God can get you and understand you when nobody else can. So pour your heart out to Him. Talk to Him. Let Him know what you're feeling. Let Him know about your loneliness. And you know what? He can come and be in that. He can come and sit with you and talk to you. The flowers on the wall. When you're thinking, well, why did you put that down there? Because a flower that is by itself without the nutrients is a flower that's going to wither on the vine. In other words, we all need each other. Now, if you're going through loneliness, let me tell you something. I hear you right now. You must be dealing with some sadness, and you're trying to make sense of this crazy world. Seems like it's going crazy lately, isn't it? But you know what? You still have control of your choices and your actions and how you pursue happiness. And sometimes that means moving beyond, outside the box, moving outside the comfort zone. And that's what God has called you to. Now, I want you to sit there sometime. Sometimes you got to sit there in silence and talk to Him about what's going on, and then listen to Him. If He leads you to the scriptures, read those scriptures, because that's one thing that's going to help. Now, I hope you enjoy listening to, watching Empower Your Pattern 2.0. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you're battling from loneliness, I'd love to hear from you guys. This is Jimi Hendrix saying, until next time, don't just sit there and take it. Don't do that. Build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't so you can have what others can't. Choose, act, and pursue happiness. God bless you. And remember this, from the bottom of my heart, Jimmy loves you. I really love you.